Fowler's Flat Tracker, 1979 Yamaha XT 500. Got this bike off of Don Veach for a half a gallon of whiskey, sitting out behind his shed, and was looking to get rid of it. And he got me pretty hooked on flat track. I went last year, last October, I believe, on the XR 400, and man, what a blast I had. And so I figured, hey, why not set a bike up for it, right? So anyway, I blame all of this on Don Veach. So this has been my winter project. It certainly did not look like this when I got the bike. I have a few pictures of that, which I'll post up later so everybody can see. But I went through the whole thing. Starting on the front. On the front we have a mag wheel off of a Suzuki GS 750. It's a 19-inch rim, so I get a 19-inch Shinko flat track tire on there as well. The front forks, I went through those. I cleaned them out, put some new springs in them, new seals. Not many parts to rebuild the damper rods and whatnot. Just cleaned them up and rebuilt them the best that I could. Coming up to the top here, we got some classic Can-Am V-bars that were on the bike. I thought those were pretty cool. You don't see those anymore, so just repainted those. New grips, clutch perch, throttle cables, clutch cable, kill switch. This tank was not originally on it. It was an ugly yellow Malcolm Smith's tank. Kind of wanted to make you puke just looking at it. I bought this one here off of eBay. This came off of an XT. Had to modify the tank mounts a little bit on the frame for it to fit. For whatever reason, they were off a little bit. But that's on there now. The engine, pretty much, I left that alone for the most part. I checked the valves and adjusted the points, put some fresh oil in it, new filter. That's it. I didn't go through the engine much. Carburetor is a stock carb. Went through, cleaned it. I didn't mess with any settings or anything like that. New countershaft sprocket, new chain, clamp on unifilter, new progressive shocks. I kept the same springs that were on it originally, just new reservoirs. Oh, here's my crew chief. There's Elmer. Elmer, say hello. Hey, buddy. Good boy. So I put some new rear sprocket on it. Again, the shocks, those were progressives. The rear rim is a full 19-inch rim, full circle racing rim. I also put the Buchanan spokes on there as well, and trued that up, and have a 19-inch Shinko tire on the rear. Have the Super Trap exhaust on it. That's old style. I believe it to be White Brothers, I think. Anyway, it's an oldie. New brakes, stock TT hub. New swing arm bearings, rear wheel bearings, front wheel bearings, steering head bearings. I replaced this foot peg mount here. The splines had been stripped off of it. I found a piece on eBay and welded it back in. Came out pretty good. Well, this is it here. Here she is. Should be ready to fire off and see what happens. Hasn't been running, I think, in probably about 2 years. Somewhere in there. So we'll give her a few slow kicks through and see if we can't get it to fire off. Okay, so we're going to give this a second go around of trying to start it. The first time I tried starting it, I had the wrong magneto wire hooked up. I was getting no spark. I also had a fuel leak coming out of the petcock, leaking around the screws. So I have corrected the wiring issue. I now have spark, and the fuel leak, it appears to have stopped for now. Might just be a temporary fix. at that, huh? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. She breathes again. Listen to that sound, man. Oh, yeah, I'm loving that Super Trap. That is very nice. Yeah, listen to that. Woohoo! Ha-ha! Fucking right, mister. Unbelievable. Right, dude. Woohoo! Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Butt chucking in the snow! Woo! Yeah, buddy! Yeah! This thing's a fucking beast! Yeah! I love this thing!